The balsam pillow phenomenon is an Adirondack tradition that includes the buyers and the sellers, the tourists and the locals. In fact, the distinction between local and tourist, seller and buyer is often blurred, most notably at the balsam bees of local churches, where guests at the local hotels would come out and help make the pillows that they later bought as a souvenir to remind them of their stay. Balsam bees are not a thing of the past in the Adirondacks. Today, Big Moose Chapel on Big Moose Lake has continued this tradition for over 100 years. Ida Ainsworth Winter of Big Moose has been involved in these bees since the very beginning. She remembers first working with her mother and the Willing Workers, a group of older ladies who met to cut, sew, and stamp the material.
This was really a labor of love because it was a long process.
They'd meet at someone's house to cut the materials and use sewing machines to sew 3 sides, leaving the 4th open to be stuffed. Then the pillow covers had to be stamped with designs. Using hand-carved linoleum blocks, inks, a roller, and a heavy piece of glass, the women would block print a cover at a time.
And we always mostly used reds and greens. They would sell the best. At that time, we were selling so many of them, and they were so popular. There was a man who lived on Miller Street in Utica. He had an old printing press. The women would make the pillows, and in the spring we'd take all the pillowcases down to him, and he would do them. But it was easier for him to do it with a machine, than all the women doing it.
Today, you can find local women preparing pillow covers, cutting and sewing all but the final seam during the winter months. Then, on 2 evenings in July, the women and girls take over the large room in the Big Moose Chapel basement, while the men and boys work in the side room. They put balsam limbs through the cutters to grind up the fragrant bark and needles. This is stuffed into the pillow covers, and the women sew the final seam and pat them into shape. The pillows are sold at the annual bazaar in August. Most of the balsam pillows are sold to local guests who stay a month, 2 weeks, or all summer. They are souvenirs of their stay, a little touch of the Adirondacks to bring back home.